Hey Kate, it's really great to meet you.
Hi Gordon, pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, having you is the pleasure of mine. So I'm really curious, what brought you to Fishburners today?
Yeah, so I'm a customer experience consultant, and one of the things I really enjoy doing is helping businesses build great products. And what's a good way to do that is obviously talking to your customers. So I've done quite a lot of customer research in my life, and I always love coming out to networking events just to see what startups are working on. So I see how I can help, and I've been coming to Fishburners over the last 5 years on and off.
Oh, really?
So yeah, there's always a lot of inspiration, a lot of happening.
So I've met a few people tonight who've come here because they're kind of thinking, I wonder if I should change what I'm doing. What are these other people doing? Will I get inspired? Is that you? Are you one of those people?
Well, you're kind of spot on, Gordon, on that one. Look, I've done a couple of career pivots in my life, and I guess many people, as they're coming out of their 20s into their 30s, they start thinking more and more about, am I on the right path, and whether what I'm doing is actually fulfilling, and whether I realize my full potential. At some point I changed from finance into customer experience design, and I've had some jobs, and actually I came to the point recently where I sort of started questioning, am I actually doing something that's, that brings me fulfillment? And whenever I start asking questions like this, I usually go out into networking events, into the communities, to see what are some of the opportunities there to get fresh ideas. So, yeah.
And how did you find tonight? Did it meet your expectations?
Tonight was, I was quite impressed with the quality of the startups, and we here at Fishburners always get a good lineup of the pitches. And one thing that really resonated with me, one thing that I felt really good about was how the startup founders are brave to come on stage and share their ideas with the guests and with the judges, because that's one way to get feedback on your idea, because you often think, I have this great idea, and you live in a bit of a bubble, right? And then when you go out and you start talking, you start sharing, you get that real world feedback that you need to evolve, to polish your idea.
Yes.
And that's just when the magic happens.
Or even discover that your idea may not be quite right.
And that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And isn't it better to do it when you're early on in your journey, so you still have time to pivot?
And do you see yourself maybe becoming a startup founder, or do you see that there are some services you can offer to startups?
Actually, a bit of both. I believe that at this point, having experience in customer research, in some business advisory, there's a lot I can offer just to really help startups kind of get more in contact with their customers, to get that feedback, to make sure that their unique value proposition is appealing, because this is what investors are looking for, right? This is what you need to grow. But then my biggest dream is to actually eventually come on this stage and pitch my own idea, and raise my own fundings, maybe even go to an IPO, who knows? I have really big plans. I dream big.
Do you have are you able to share the core idea yet, or is that a secret?
I don't have an idea yet, to be honest, but I'm really interested in health and mindfulness, and as I mentioned, really being kind of authentic and true to yourself. So I wouldn't be surprised if my idea eventually involves some of those, areas of lives, and makes a really big difference for millions of people. This is something I would be really happy about.
Yeah, I think it's very important that if we think of the startup journey, that we're interested in the change we're trying to make, the purpose of the company, the organisation. I think that inauthentic attempts just to get rich quick they don't interest me, but I also don't think they're the way to go, even as a business person, let alone as a authentic human.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe when you're starting a business, you gotta think past, the next 3, 5, 10 years that you need to maybe like build a fortune. But if you think ahead 100 years, what change would you like to see in the world? Because this is where your mindset needs to be if you want to build something that's really, game-changing, something that's sustainable over years, something that brings value to not just to yourself, but to the world.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, my business is very much focused on, it's not my business, our business is very much focused on creating positive change in the world.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What kind of change are you talking about? I'm really curious.
Good On You is the world's #1 sustainability rating platform for consumer-facing brands. So we help millions of consumers find brands that are doing right by people, planet and animals. So we measure how they're impacting on the environment, climate change, waste, so on the workers in the supply chain and on animal welfare issues. And we kind of bring 1,000 data points down to a simple score out of 5, and then you can get more rich information if you wish. And we work with, we make that available directly to consumers through the Good On You app and website, but we also provide that information to global enterprises that want to help their customers find sustainable options, like global fashion platforms like Farfetch and Net-a-Porter and discovery platforms like Microsoft use our data to help consumers discover which products, which brands are scoring better or worse on those issues.
Yeah. One thing, Gordon, I find really fascinating is that each founder usually has a personal story.
Yeah.
So what is your personal story? Why this problem that is so important for you to put all your time into solving it?
Great question. I guess for me, it's not like I have any greater insight into the very poor working conditions that people endure in supplier countries or climate change than anybody else. But I do have strong insights into consumers, and so I spent a lot of time advocating for and assisting consumers solve a range of different kinds of problems, and then I became the head of policy and campaigns at a consumer organisation called Choice, and we were looking at ways in which we could increase the sustainability and ethical information available to consumers to take into account in their decisions. And so when I left Choice, I wanted to kind of focus entirely on that issue. We know that maybe 50% of people feel bad when they can't find the products that align with their values, and it's really hard for them to do that, so our mission is to make it as easy as possible. It should be as easy to find out how a product or a brand impacts on the things you care about as it is to know the colour of the dress or the price or the other features of the product that you're looking at.
Yeah. Well, that's fascinating, and I believe it resonates with a lot of customers, because it sounds like you've done your customer research, and this is something that really matters.
We're out in market and being used by millions of people, as I say.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
We've made that first step, and we now need to go further and reach hundreds of millions of people rather than just millions of people if we're really going to create change and reduce the environmental impact, the climate change impact, the impact on people that industries like fashion or cosmetics or home decor or electronics have on the world.
Yeah, look, I wish you all the best in that endeavor, and I would be really keen to know in 2, 3, 5 years time how far you've come, and
that's great.
So wish you good luck
maybe we
with
should
that.
go back to our host.
There he is.
Go back to our host, Mark, who was over there. I think he's had enough of us. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Well, hi everyone.
Hi guys.
I'm Sarah.
This is Sarah.
I'm the founder and CEO of Miss Tyler, which is a fashion tech app, which makes it very appropriate that I'm interviewing
Miranda, the founder of Fishburners, which is a personalized fashion recommendations app.
Yeah, so tonight we're talking about fashion.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about why you created.
Oh, actually, so the idea came from my sister, who was here earlier, but she basically studied fashion. And before, when I was living in Australia, when we were living in the same house, I really wouldn't go shopping for myself. So my sister's really good at knowing what's having what stores are having a sale, which stores are good for what occasions. So she's just like, that's just kind of who she is. So I used to cheat a little bit, and she used to have like a room that was her closet, and I would just go in and take whatever I wanted. And then I moved to Dubai, and my sister wasn't around anymore. And I don't know if you know about Dubai, but there are malls and there are like a gazillion stores. And it was really daunting for me, and like I really did not like that experience. And I kind of wanted to selfishly digitalize my sister's skills so that I could benefit from that. That's how it started.
Amazing. And so is your sister involved in the business?
She kind of definitely is, from like, picking what to recommend, and definitely from a style consultant point of view. But she's not super active in it yet. Maybe in the future. But she's definitely the inspiration behind it, because she kind of has that natural talent. And I'm a product person, and I really wanted to digitalize that in a way that a lot of people can benefit from.
So where's your business at right now?
So we have our MVP at the moment. So we have the Android and the iOS, and we're doing early user testing at the moment to get initial feedback.
Is it a public beta? Can people watching right now download your app?
Well, they can download the Android, and then for the iOS, we had a little bit of issue with Apple. Apple's a little bit more strict. So the Apple should be available in a couple of weeks, but we do have a way for them to test it immediately. But they do have to send us their email, and we'll get in contact, and they can start using it. But technically, yes, they're both usable.
So if you're a woman, at the moment it's only women, but if you're a woman watching this right now, then support a startup by giving it a go, and contact to give your details. Download the Android app, and the Android app is...
Well, you can get the links from our website, which is Getfashberri, so GetFashberri.app.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how was pitching tonight?
Nerve-wracking. How did you find it as a judge?
I haven't judged for a while, so that was also nerve-wracking.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you been doing many pitches?
This is my first pitch in 15 years.
First pitch? Wow,
15 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for being a nice judge about it.
Oh, you're welcome. Alrighty.
Man.
And that's fashion.
Yeah, we're good. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Right, we are back at Fishburners Live. This is how we happen. Everything happens so fast that you have to tidy up your hair. You see, I haven't tidied up my look at all. I'm sweating like crazy. Has it been fun, Lara?
Tonight, yes, it's been a lot of fun. I seem to have a whole new fan club as well.
Fan club? You mean from here?
Yeah, I mean, after we finished, the people were queuing up, sometimes for 15 minutes to talk to me.
Fantastic.
Wow.
So we are about 40 minutes. We finished at about 6:20, now 7:10.
Okay.
So it's 50 minutes. There are people queuing up. Thank you so much for spending time with me here on Fishburners Live to YouTube. So let me put the background first.
Okay.
The purpose of this is to capture the excitement and the enjoyment of a founder gone through pitching in public.
Okay.
It may be Fishburner, it may be somewhere else, but it's exhilarating, positive experience. And of course, we want to help the founder to spread her messages or their messages a bit further.
Okay, great.
Would you like to introduce yourself a bit more again, Lara?
Sure. So my name's Lara. I'm the founder of Hoopsy. And Hoopsy is an environmentally friendly pregnancy test. So it's made from paper instead of plastic.
All right, so the whole packaging, the kit, everything is paper-based product.
Not everything in the pack is paper because we have to, this is the test, which is 99% paper.
So that's a strip, the key strip traditionally inside a test plastic case.
Yes. Normally the strip is much smaller and it's inside a plastic case. And so we have this comes inside a plastic pouch that can be recycled, but it has to be in a plastic pouch at the moment so that it doesn't get moisture in it, because if it gets moisture then the test doesn't work.
Okay,
but
so
we
it's
are working
about reliability and accuracy of the test as well.
Yeah. So
because it's an important test.
Yes, it is an important test, and people want to get the right results.
Pregnancy test.
Yes, pregnancy test.
Not a COVID test yet.
Not a COVID test, no.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So Hoopsy is a pregnancy test kit that is environmentally friendly.
Yes.
With minimum amount of plastics.
Yes.
Fantastic. So besides the environmental factor, what's so different between your services, your product, compared to other chemist products?
Well, there isn't any other midstream tests that are made from 99% paper that are 99% plastic free.
Okay.
So this is the only midstream test, as far as I know, in the world.
Is that a big problem? Is the non-recyclable or say fossil fuel-based plastics packaging in pregnancy test kit a big problem?
Massive problem.
In the bigger scheme of things.
Yeah, I mean, in the US alone, about 300,000 kilos of plastic from pregnancy and ovulation tests goes into landfill, and that's just in 1 year.
300,000 kilos.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But I'm just trying to be a devil advocate here. I hope you don't mind. Isn't it good carbon capture that the plastic now capture and go to landfill and go back into the ground?
Well, it takes about 20 to 30 years to break down in landfill.
Yes, but then the plastic from fossil fuel has been there 1 million years under the ground anyway. It's now go back into the ground for another 1 million years. Isn't it a good problem to have?
No one has ever asked me that.
No. Sorry for being.
I think that there's better uses of plastic.
Yeah.
I think that we shouldn't be using plastic for things that are literally used for 5 minutes. Well, this is a pregnancy test. We should use plastic, but for things that are for long-term use.
That's true.
Because obviously we're going to run out of fossil fuel.
Yep.
And so we should be prioritizing how we use it.
Fantastic. So how in terms of distribution model or sales model, so your product is environmentally more friendly? In terms of distribution, sales or channels, is it different from other high street chemist product or online retail product?
Well, we sell online and we sell through retailers as well.
Fantastic.
We're just about to start selling through Amazon with their Launchpad program. Thanks,
okay,
Amazon.
that's good. Yeah, I just want to have a look at the camera. Yeah,
yes.
Good. Keep going.
But I mean, we're going to be in all the places that you would find a pregnancy test because that's where women look for them.
Yeah.
So that's important to be there when they need it.
Yeah. So you already a Amazon merchant.
Yeah.
And you have recently been selected to join the Launchpad program.
Yes, so we launch on the Launchpad program on the 28th of October.
Fantastic, 28th. Yeah. So what does the Launchpad bring you compared to other Amazon e-commerce vendor? What's the difference?
Well, I guess from the person visiting Amazon, there's probably not much visual difference.
Yeah.
But as a store on there, you get a lot of help in terms of marketing with advertising credits.
Yep.
You get more visibility. So like they have a deals page, and you can appear on there more often. It's cheaper to do that than it would be if you're a regular merchant.
Okay.
And they have a whole section just for Launchpad products, and they basically put more effort behind marketing you than if you're a regular product.
That's right, and they give you said, advertising credit.
Yes.
Which actually advertising budget spent on Amazon advertising is actually not a small sum. It could be significant.
Yes.
Is the credit generous?
It's like $500. It's not like £500 actually. It's not crazy generous.
Why £500? We are in Australia.
How much you getting? No, well, because I've joined the UK program because I can't sell in Australia yet.
Why?
Because I don't have medical approval.
So your product is actually from England.
No. So Hoopsy is an Australian company.
Yeah.
And I got regulatory approval in the UK and Europe before I got it in Australia. And then I was really impatient and thought, I don't want to wait to get TGA approval in Australia. I'm just going to launch now in the UK. So I went to the UK for 4 months and launched there. And I slept on my brother's floor in his spare room. And that was the easy thing because I am from the UK. I had free accommodation.
Yeah.
And now I've come back to launch in Australia.
Yeah. Free credit and free accommodation always helps.
Yes.
So are you telling me, as a startup founder in the startup sector, are you telling me the UK clinical or therapeutical product assessment process is faster than Australian TGA approval, registration or certification process?
At the moment, because of Brexit, there's this loophole where if you've got European approval, you can just sign a form and saying, yeah, it meets the European stuff, and you can sell it in the UK. And it takes about a week.
So you actually got the EU approval first.
The factory I use already has EU approval, and so I use that to get the UK, and I use that to get Australia as well, but then they had a bazillion more questions.
Yes. No wonder. No wonder. Okay, so what's the next steps?
The next steps, is to launch into the US market next year, and I'm trying to raise capital at the moment.
Before Australia or after Australia?
Well, hopefully after, but who knows? I'm hoping Australia is in January, but I'm supposed to be finding out on Tuesday.
All right,
so
okay,
watch
fingers
space.
crossed,
Yeah.
fingers crossed. Okay.
And we're developing a second version of the products as well, which is going to be patentable, because the product we have at the moment is not. And then that will really help us in terms of expansion, especially once bigger players realise what we're doing.
Fantastic. But it's actually very hard to defend feature. Is that right? Because if they are not doing it, but they suddenly realize, maybe there is an angle, and then they copy it. Is it easy to defend?
The new test we're working on, it's not like we're just changing this from pink to blue or something as simple as that, or adding like a spike to the top. It's very, very, very different to anything that is out there.
So you have a new generation of product which is more unique and more...
It's basically more
patent pending. Earlier when you were pitching, you mentioned that it's patent pending or something.
Yeah,
like that.
we're just about to file for patents. But the thing is that I found with the tests is that tests can be amazingly accurate, like I was saying, like 99.8% accurate. But the problem comes with the user. And so we need to make the test better because the user doesn't follow the instructions that well, mostly because when you're doing a pregnancy test, you're feeling quite nervous, stressed. Like there's a lot of emotions that go through, and you don't necessarily read the instructions well, and you don't necessarily, like in this, for example, you hold it under your urine stream for 6 to 10 seconds, but you could count 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's not 6 seconds, and therefore it doesn't work. So the second version is to try and address those issues.
So hopefully that whatever workflow or user process will make it more, how can I say, easy to comply with the process. Okay.
Yes. Otherwise, we have to change every woman, and that could be hard.
Yes, it's very hard. I can imagine that. So, besides, obviously, I like to ask this question: is that besides your own business, obviously you are committing yourself into, what other business tonight that you have seen pitching make you think, oh wow, that's a good idea?
Well, I like JP's business, and actually, I was just thinking about SEO today.
JP's business is
the SEO AI writing thing.
The Irish guy.
Yes, the Irish guy.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So I have looked at that before in terms of using that kind of model, but I've never really kind of spent much time on it. But that reminded me tonight. I need to go and look at it because at the moment I do all the blog and all the copywriting on the site, and I'm just
because your product do need SEO and a lot of AI-based digital marketing technique as well.
So that's why I thought, that's awesome. And then I also loved the dentist guy, the toothbrush
subscription-based dental product. Or is it toothbrush help?
It was
Oral hygiene products.
Yeah, oral
That's right.
hygiene
Oral
subscription.
hygiene subscriptions product.
Because my dentist always hassles me. Have you been flossing?
Yeah.
So I kind of
Have you changed your toothbrush regularly enough? Exactly. Yes, exactly.
So I thought that was great as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. How's your experience pitching at Fishburner tonight?
It was great. It was.
great.
I don't know what to say. I mean,
Yeah,
I haven't pitched here before, and everyone was very friendly and welcoming.
Welcome to Fishburner.
So it was easy, and slides worked. So that's always a winner.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. The
yeah.
slides works. Thank you so much for spending time with us on the YouTube channel, and I hope that you will pick up more connections for tonight.
I'm sure I will. Thank you.
Next up, after the logo spin or sponsor message, we will talk to Han from Amazon. They are in fact the sponsor of this event. Thanks to them.
Yeah.
And thanks to Amazon Launchpad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
that's right. From UK though.
Yeah,
but you are not in Amazon Launchpad in Australia yet.
No, but when we can launch in Australia, we can go into Amazon Launchpad in Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it is a global entitlement.
Well,
that
no.
once they label you, you can go everywhere.
No, but they said once you get into one, they refer you to another one. So you just say, I want to go to Australia, and then they send a message, I guess, to these guys and say, we've got this lady, and can you take her on?
I will borrow your brain after this live stream
Okay.
because I want to push one of our merchant into the Launchpad program indeed.
Okay.
And I'll talk to Han as
Okay.
well. All right,
Perfect.
let's go to sponsor message, and we will come back in about 1 minute. Welcome back. Now we have the superstar of tonight. We have two of our big fishes here. Earlier we have Sarah on stage with in here with Miranda, the fashion ladies talking to the fashion lady. Yeah. Tonight, now we have Tom from Swanky Socks and Han from Amazon Launchpad.
I work with Launchpad.
You work with Launchpad. Yeah. Thank you for coming. And first of all, I would like to thank you for both of them for big fishing for the pitch night tonight. And let's take it away. Introduce yourself a bit, and then maybe I can ask a few more questions afterward.
Cool, I'll start. So I'm Tom, founder and co-director of Swanky Socks, also Han's doppelganger. We started the company in 2014, and we were in the retail space. We have now diversified into the corporate market, so we do custom Fishburner socks or custom Amazon Web Services socks. And that's where we've had most of our growth in the last 2 or 3 years, and now we're kind of reversing back and coming back to retail with a focus around identity and sustainability and trying to bring out really good quality products around the natural source of our environment, so merino wool is a starting point. So that's where we are in a nutshell and what we're doing, and really cool, fun industry to be involved in. Socks is always something that is so random that whenever you have a conversation with someone, it's always a good topic to talk about. And yeah, doppelganger, Han?
Thanks, mate. So thanks for having me here. So I'm Han. I look after the home and leisure category at Amazon. So I've been at Amazon for about 4 years now. Which is when we started in Australia. So really been here since inception in Australia and seen the growth of Amazon and kind of our penetration into the market. I particularly look at new businesses coming into our category and work closely with Obi, who hosted tonight, who looks after the Launchpad space. So very much looking at innovative, small, medium business, local brands in Australia that we try and promote and utilize kind of Amazon's platform, Amazon's brand, to really promote and push their products into Aussie consumer houses. So that's what I do.
Thank you so much for sponsoring or bringing your pitch night to Fishburner and partnering with us on that one. I noticed that in the beginning, in one of the slides you showed up on the screen earlier was a few of the quite big brand name. And does it mean actually the merchant need to be big brand name to be part of your Launchpad portfolio, or it could be a tiny brand?
So here's the thing, we don't discriminate by revenue, GMS, that's not the perception here. You would have seen guys like Koala on there who are massive in the space now, right?
Exactly. Koala is up there, Lara, the non-alcoholic drink was
Lara,
up there.
massive, right?
Exactly.
Big non-alcoholic space, we work with anyone from so big retailers that have interesting products in the grocery business, different kinds of pies, cream pies, whatever it be, to local brands selling in alcohol or selling in beds, furniture,
That's right.
whatever it be. I think the true value of Launchpad is the angle of Launchpad is really around innovation and being a startup that is doing something different to any other business in that industry. And that's what Launchpad promotes.
Okay, so you help a small, new, emerging brand to build a presence, help them to promote to Amazon market.
Spot on, exactly.
That's right.
And the way we do that is providing marketing, placement on Amazon's homepage.
That's right.
Who would say no to that? Through advertising credits, listing on Amazon, so all those.
One, I happen to be managing an Amazon store as well, helping someone, and my observation is that merchant cannot contact our regular customer that easily. Is Launchpad able to help us do more thing on that one? Say, for example, because we all know that 20/80 rule apply. 20% of your regular customer buying 80% of your products and of your turnover, I should say. We love to advertise more regularly to those who repeated customers. How is Launchpad able to help on that one?
Amazon is able to help on that. I would say beyond just Launchpad, I think the value prop of Amazon is there's a loyal customer base.
That's true.
That purchases products on Amazon through the Prime offer. I think that's kind of the value there. In terms of kind of engagement with consumers, there's a number of ways to do it. While Amazon won't directly kind of allow you to contact, say, your customer list in terms of sharing data from a privacy point of view, what it will do is give you the opportunities to engage with them or push your brand to those consumers through building brand stores or pushing some sort of gateway placement on Amazon's homepage. Or, obviously you have simple basic metrics like kind of buyer selling messaging if you do need to contact customers.
That's right.
But Amazon loves to keep it within its ecosystem in that sense.
Very good.
So, like in regards to it, because eBay did the same thing, and it kind of screws people that try to retarget and resell to their people. Like, what is the benefit of Amazon doing that as opposed to, we want to give our customers the opportunity to resell or retarget to their customers, but maybe not through Amazon. There's a slight incentive that you're going to get a slight discount. Would that be an angle to take for Amazon?
It's a good question, and to be honest, a lot of sellers will come with this proposition. The way I like to look at it is Amazon is a way to tap into a consumer base that previously would be untapped. But the cost of doing that is that you won't then be able to kind of target, let's say, directing that traffic or those consumers away from Amazon's ecosystem onto your own. So it kind of comes at this little kind of cost benefit situation
Exactly.
here,
I'm
right?
going to steal this from you.
Yeah, go for it.
But if you look at it, okay, from there, okay, Amazon's looking to try and monopolise everything, and that's same as eBay. Okay, but if you give, I guess, sellers the opportunity to be able to really retarget to their customers with an opportunity to go, okay, well, there's you can buy through our web store or our .com, or you can buy the same product through Amazon, and we're going to consistently retarget to you, and you know that, but you can know you're going to get a better price through Amazon. Wouldn't that be a better strategy to take?
Great question. I love it, and this is exactly the problem we like to solve, right? Because we don't see ourselves as trying to cannibalize existing business that a lot of businesses have, right?
Exactly.
What we look at it as like an opportunity to tap into something that previously just would be completely untapped, because we know there are consumers that solely shop on Amazon, that are subscribed to Prime and will only shop on Amazon in repeat.
That is true.
Right? But you have existing loyal customers that will also shop on your website as well, right?
Exactly.
They're completely separate consumer bases. And given that, I think that's where the value of kind of Amazon comes.
Yeah.
It's that repeat purchase, but happening through the Amazon ecosystem.
That's right.
Do you
for
reckon
these
there'd
new
be like
customers.
a decrease in customers purchasing through Amazon if you were to open that up and allow them to actually retarget to them? Or if you were transparent and be like, hey, you've got A and B option, they're aware, or they're going to be like, you know what, I'm going to click here and just pay for it, I don't really care. Or they're going to go, you know what, these guys are constantly retargeting me. I'm going to get 2-3 sales out of them a year as opposed to 1 to 2 maybe. Would there be a less, would there be less generated revenue, or would it be, you know what, it's going to increase revenue because there's a slight decrease in the cost. There's a slight decrease in cost per product.
Yeah, it's a great shout. I think to that point, it's a really good point. For me, I think the repeat customer proposition is probably where that value comes.
That's right.
And I think it's the Amazon ecosystem. I keep going back to that, but no, it's a great question. It's a fantastic, and it's a fundamental question that absolutely right now. I've got the shirt and everything, right? So it is the fundamental question that businesses will come to us with, particularly brand owners.
Exactly.
And to them, I say consumers are very intelligent, right?
That's right.
Consumers are not coming to Amazon not knowing that they can look on Google for similar products through different channels. Consumers will be smart. They'll look across channels to find the best price, best delivery experience, etc.
Exactly.
So in that sense, if you are directing, let's say, however many customers we get through Amazon, getting your brand awareness through Amazon, those customers can easily go back to your website and see how much it is there, or they can look on Google for that brand.
How do they retarget? How do they retarget?
What do you mean, the consumers?
So let's say I buy a pregnancy pillow off you.
Yeah.
How do you then retarget me to buy another pregnancy pillow or something else from your range?
Oh, many ways. Love this. So within the interface of checking out on that pregnancy pillow, below there'll be customers also viewed or purchased this. Why don't you buy these 3?
That's during the transaction.
During the transaction.
What about after the transaction?
After the transaction, Amazon's algorithm will kick into play. It'll say, hey, you purchased XYZ product from XYZ brand.
Yes.
Have you thought about buying this? Have you thought about that? The push notification game is insane. I'm sure you've all bought from Amazon.
Yeah, but if you turn that off, if you turn that notification game off,
Yeah.
or if you don't jump onto the app, how does a seller have control of? So let's talk about like lead flows, okay, and workflows and email workflows, okay. After you purchase something, 3 days later, you're going to get an email. Hey, thanks for your purchase. Here's a 20% discount off your next purchase. Does Amazon offer that?
In terms of discounts, maybe not.
So, or whatever. So, or they offer a lead flow into the story of your brand. Okay. Okay. You know what? Email number 1 talks about the brand and its ethics. Email number 2 talks about the sustainable model. Email number 3 talks about, you know what? Okay, we've now got you along this trail. Come along with us. All right. 2 for whatever. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
it's a good question. Like, how do you communicate, say, like a brand story throughout a transaction?
So through Amazon, because for us through our company, we can do that. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4 emails after a purchase. But can you do that for Amazon? And for me, like with Amazon, say, okay, cool, all right, you've got that opportunity to sell to that person, and they've got a monopoly around that. But what happens after that, in terms of the seller? How do they keep pushing and pushing and pushing for us, okay,
Yeah.
an average person might buy 10 pairs of socks a year.
Yeah.
That's 2 purchases.
Yeah.
If we sell directly on Amazon, we're going to get 1 purchase, but we're not guaranteed that second purchase, and we're not guaranteed in general. But if we keep pushing emails, then maybe we are. So maybe we go, hey, buy through us or buy through Amazon.
Yeah.
Either way, we're still making a sale,
Yeah.
and we're happy whether we get double margin or wholesale margin or whatever. So
Yeah. It's a great question. I think the fundamental there is repeat purchases, and I think, and I have to say this will sound very Amazonian, but I think the experience you get buying that first product locks the customer in, where they are more likely to purchase a second product through Amazon just due to the delivery experience, the interface, the loyalty through Prime, right? So
I guess it's what I observed from my question and from my other question I have seen before, and Tom's question is that for vendor who has their own e-commerce store as well as selling on Amazon, how to manage the multi-channel communication to the customer base, because the Amazon customer base is not directly reachable or adjustable. So as a result, there is a gap in our email marketing campaign, because we know email marketing works.
Right.
And for our humble product, we know when we push a MailChimp out there, return come back within 24 hours. We know the number. And then, but for Amazon, we can't address those customers. So there's a gap there. So it would be lovely.
Great question. I love
It
these.
would be lovely if Amazon could help the merchant to enhance that specific targeted communication features and services.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you that Amazon and the Launchpad is great before for someone who hasn't got their own e-commerce space or hasn't got the eyeball yet, and they need to get into the market. Amazon is a great place to start. It is a great place to start.
Launchpad's amazing. Like it does. From what I understand of it, it does really well.
That's right.
It's a great place for brands to actually build an audience and actually build some kind of sales volume as well. To be able, but what's the next steps after that? Do you then push directly to websites or URLs, or do you push to Amazon?
We keep it within Amazon. I mean, I think that's the whole goal, right? But I think back to the point around kind of cannibalization is we're not looking to tap into consumer bases you don't already have, right? Like we're looking to unlock new customers for you that are loyal to the Amazon brand, sure. But at the same time, when they're buying or checking out a product, they're going to your brand store. They're loyal to your brand within the Amazon ecosystem, right? And that's revenue or a customer acquisition you would never have, right? So I think that's where we're trying to play the angle. Yeah.
So, thank you so much. I am going to say something which is so cheesy that you have heard of it many times before.
Sure.
But somebody told me it is very satisfying. Everyone watching online, if you want to follow Han and find out what's happening to Amazon Launchpad, follow the link in the description below.
I've always wanted to say that.
Yes, you say it.
Like, subscribe.
This is your YouTube. Follow the link in the description below to discover, to reach out to Han. I'll put your LinkedIn profile down there.
Absolutely, please do.
And
please
then
do.
Discover Launchpad, follow the link in the description below.
He is going to be flooded with inquiries now, so...
They're all coming
That's
my
the
way.
whole point of coming to Fishburner, is it?
I love it.
We hope that some of you building a brand out there could, through this, reach out to Han and reach out to Amazon Launchpad, just like Lara has done. She is on
Success story.
Launchpad UK. So, can I ask, if someone is in Launchpad UK, does it mean they will have priority to be on Launchpad Australia or Launchpad America?
It won't hurt your chances. Absolutely.
But is that a competitive process? It must be.
It is, but ultimately the team look through kind of set criteria, and you know if you've had success in the UK, then hopefully there is similar
credibility
success here.
in there. Exactly. All right, moving right along. Let's do a logo spin, and we'll come back to talk to Tom. How about that?
Perfect. I would love that.
People that are watching online. I believe we have people from England, Israel, the US.
Okay, my name's Alex. I'm the founder of Prim.
First-hand dramatic impact of climate change.
We will send a read-only.
Please jump on here, send us.
Welcome back to Fishburner Live. We are now almost 45 minutes long. Tom, thank you so much for spending time with us on a Friday night, other than other more exciting and interesting event out there.
KFC is awesome at times, but I'd rather be here.
Very good. So, Swanky socks. Can I ask, how many socks do you ship nowadays per day, per month, or per
Day,
year?
currently we're looking at anywhere between let's say 20 to 40,000 a week.
20 to 40,000 socks a week.
And we're
globally or Australia?
Globally. So
globally.
Australia, UK is probably our fastest growing return on ad spend
Fantastic.
location. US is a great market for us.
Fantastic.
Europe's been a market for us that we work through distributors.
Yep.
Same as Australia, but I'd say UK and Australia are our biggest growing markets at the moment.
Yep.
With the US sort of on the outskirts and really trying to push there. And once we connect there, it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So you mentioned earlier that in the way when you introduce yourself, it's a current biggest growth area is corporate branded socks.
B2B, 100%.
B2B.
Yep. And so what we do there is that, I mean, we've been around since 2014, 15.
Yep.
As a retail brand.
Yep.
We transitioned into manufacturing in 2015, 16.
Yep.
Working for manufacturing for big brands under white label.
Very good.
And then we pivoted and got into B2B, which is manufacturing for Fishburners, manufacturing for Amazon, Uber, Microsoft, Pandora, you name it. Okay?
Yep.
And what we do differently is that we have a good quality product that aligns with our retail brand.
That's right.
There are hundreds and hundreds of suppliers around the country and the world.
Yep.
But we have perceived value. We're a $23 retail product.
Yep.
Amazon in collaboration with Swanky Socks.
Yep.
People see online that's worth $30.
Yep.
That's an added value. And people love that when it comes to the merchandise and marketing game.
Is your brand associated with charity as well? Maybe I mix up with your brand with another brand.
No. So we have a social enterprise component.
That's right.
It's not who we are as a brand, but we feel that we have an identity as a sock company to give back. And
exactly.
That's based on socks and underwear are the two biggest items globally within homeless shelters that are needed.
That's right.
That's based on, okay, you're not going to give your second-hand socks to someone in a homeless shelter, and you're not going to give your dirty undies as well.
No.
So
that's right.
We have an obligation, I feel, as a brand to donate socks. So we've donated nearly $850,000 in the last 3 years in value of socks, and also raised money for charities through the sale of our socks within Australia alone. So something that we're really, really passionate about. Like I said, it's not our main focus of who we are as a brand. We are definitely focused on trying to build our brand and who we are, but it's something that is an identity for us and how we do better and be better within both the retail and the corporate sector.
Fantastic. So out of all now finish talking about Swanky Socks, out of all the pitch tonight, because you both are working in corporate, I love to talk to corporate guys and think about when you have the next $10,000 spare cash, investing in an angel investment in a startup. Any interesting pitch tonight that you think, oh, that worth my $10,000 investment? Any one of them?
Star Casino's just closed down, so we can't go there. Very sustainable. I'll let you go first, and I'll.
You go first, Han.
Well, the easy answer is probably the winner of tonight's pitch night. I think Lara with Hoopsy. Hoopsy was just a really good angle. I think for us, which was quite critical, was the sustainability angle is absolutely a great angle, and I think differentiates her company. But sustainability is only so good as viability as well, right? You know, sustainability messaging, great, but if you're not a viable business at the end of the day, then it's only kind of just talk. But Lara's, kind of the model that she presented, the questions we asked were, around kind of margins, how she's going to kind of integrate into retailers and kind of push her distribution. She's thought it through. She thought it through really well, and I think at the end of the day, she wasn't looking for a very B2C model, right? It wasn't about kind of pushing sustainability to customers. At the end of the day, it was about pushing sustainability to retailers, who we know more and more these days are getting pushed by governments, by other consumers, to have that sustainability angle. And she had that. I think she had a really good business plan in place, and she kind of merged the beauty of sustainability and viability for me. Yeah. So I think her, if anyone.
I think I agree with Han. Definitely Lara in terms of what you've just sort of vocalised, but also I think the scalability of the model itself and what can potentially happen there, because everyone needs what she's after. Okay, it's always going to be a service. It's always going to be a product that is in need. Yeah. But the scalability of that, and I look at the business side of it. Okay, how much they cost to produce, how much you're retailing their product for. That's right. And the scalability of how much that can grow. Yeah. And for her, I mean, she mentioned that her GP was at 80%. Okay. When you take it to a wholesale market, you get wholesale distribution. Okay, you've got a lot of room to play with there. That's right. So that's a massive tick. I think the other one was the dentistry company, Leaf. That's right. The subscription oral health products, so I think, oral hygiene products. So I think if he can get that right, again, it's a product that is a need that's always used every day. Okay, we all brush our teeth. How you can make that, and the alignment around sustainability and trying to be better for the world is something that is massively in play at the moment. And I think if we can try and find an opportunity where, there's a sustainable option for brushing your teeth, then he's definitely ticked that, but he's got to also look at, how that's going to happen and how much of a sustainable impact that's going to have, because an electric toothbrush is also battery powered. Where are those batteries stored? There's a long process in play there. So probably definitely number one, Lara, and followed by number Leaf, and then and then also I think JP's SEO option is very cool. Sorry, the Irish guy. I think we will not catch him tonight, but he'll be at the bar because he's Irish. That's right. And everyone, if you want to catch up with the pitch night, go to Fishburners Founders Hub and watch the video, and so you will see. And I shall put the link of all the pitching founders in the description below. One thing interesting is that subscription business model. We have subscription $1 shaver, subscription blades, subscription undies. Now, first time I see a subscription toothbrush. Will we see subscription socks soon? Subscription socks have been around for a long time. I think within Australia alone. Yep. I think subscriptions in Australia alone are a very hard play. Exactly. So that was my reservation about that particular business model. Subscription stocks in the US. Yep. Okay, bigger market and done very well 2, 3, 4 years ago. However, it gets to a point where it's not sustainable as a company to actually produce that. And I genuinely mean that. Why is that? Well, let's look at a subscription stock company in Australia. Yeah. $15 for a pair of socks subscription every month. One pair of socks. Okay. Yeah. You break that down. Yeah. Cost of the socks, cost of the freight. Yeah. Cost of being in business. Okay. That's right. You're left with very little, and they're trying to produce a subscription stock model based on the cost of one pair of socks. It's unsustainable for a long period of time. Postage is ridiculously expensive. And like I said, it's been around since 2016, 15-16. Went to the US, but I don't think there's a market for it, and I genuinely believe that in Australia, and I genuinely believe it actually in the US as well. After seeing, it gets you to a place, but then it also, it's a very hard model to sustain because you're competing against so many different people. So Leaf will run into some reality about the shipping costs and the overhead of maintaining a subscription model later on. You're breaking it down. Like the subscription model as a whole is a great idea, but you've got to figure out how you can get to deliver that retail price, break that right down, and what are you left with?
That's right.
For me, that's not exciting. For me, what we do, okay, we've got a retail model of what we do, then we've got the B2B model.
Yeah.
We don't touch that B2B model. That goes from our factory to UK, US, etc., and it's in bulk. 100, 250, 500, 1,000. That's exciting for me.
Very good.
I don't know. I'm not convinced on the subscription model.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm skeptical about it. That's why I bring up this particular topic. I hope you don't mind.
Sign up to a subscription and we'll see.
Very good. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you so much, Han. Sorry for the tough question.
Great questions.
Yes. Thank you, Tom, for the great question to Han. Link in the description below to go to Swanky Socks.
Custom.swankysocks.com or swankysocks.com for retail.
Link in the description below. Anyway, we will see you next time.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Thank you. Thank you, Han. Wave to the camera.